All right, so hello, sketchbook heroes, and welcome to Wrap to Draw, the step-by-step approach to help you observe and draw anything you see. My name is Eladio, and I'm so excited to be part of your journey. I truly believe anyone with a desire and a will can learn to draw, and my promise and mission is to help you, anyone, get through these obstacles that can hold you back. So I will personally help you break through these barriers, especially if you have it in your heart, to make the world a better place. So here we go. We'll be drawing faces today. We're going to start really simple, and then we're going to go to a really complex face. We're going to start with simple faces. I'm going to go ahead and put the faces in the chat, the first set of faces. So if you want to put them out, this is what they look like. I have them printed out already. Very simple faces. Again, that's what everything's made up of shapes, and the more complex the shapes, that's the more complex the drawing. So we're going to start off with simple shapes. So in the chat, here we go. I can put it also. I can set a screenshot, or actually share my screen if you want to do a screenshot. It is also, they're also located on our website. So let me share my screen. There we go. And if you go to our website here where it says Simple Faces under resources, click on that, and that should take you. Oh, that does not. Let me see. Open. Is that the one? Oh, no, that's the old one. Ah, you don't want that one. You do not want that. Well, let me refresh. I'm sorry. I think I did. Let me try that again. Simple Faces. That should work now. No, it's the wrong one. I am sorry. Here, let me edit that real quick. It should be those faces right there. This is the one you should get. So don't do that, because you don't click on it, because you're going to get a download. Hold on 1 second. So while you're, oh, here, let me see. Cartoon faces, there they are. So if you'd like to screenshot it, let me close that. I will also put the link on our website, which it's not there right now. So that's it. 3, 2, 1. All right, I did put the link inside our website update. Remind me later. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's a different website. Ooh. Okay, hold on. There we go. This is the one I want to edit. There we go. I'll just put it on there real quick, and then we'll get started. So you should have your pen, pencil, whatever materials you have, and paper. We're going to start off drawing. We'll draw a couple of these faces, and then we'll get into proportions. There's proportions of the face, and then we'll get into a really hard 3/4 view. So if you're ready for that challenge, stick around for the last drawing we do today. Let me go to the right page real quick. Sorry, I just need to change this. There we go. Maybe I didn't publish it. That's what happened. Edit text. Just a second. Take that out. Add it again. All right, here we go. That's it. Done. All right, that should be it. And I need to publish it. So there we go. Let me check to see if it works. Congratulations, done. Go here, refresh that page. Now, if I click on this, simple faces, there we go. That's the way it should be. All right, so those are the faces we're going to do. We'll get ready and get started. We have 15 people on board today, and let's get going. All right, so I've got my paper. I've got my drawings. You can see these faces are, and if we're those of you who are, we have some people that are brand new. Let me also, just so I can spotlight myself. There we go. All right. Wrap to draw. If you're brand new, you should focus on ratios, and what ratios are: the height compared to the width. When you're first drawing something, you want to see the big shape, and you want to see the height compared to the width. Like here, you're basically looking for squares and circles, and that really helps. Like the dog we were drawing earlier today, the head was pretty much close to a circle, and the body was a little bit longer than a square. But once I had those shapes, I could actually draw it really small or draw it really big, and actually see if it's going to fit on my page. See if it's going to fit on my page. So, I can see, all right, cool. I blocked it in, and I know it's going to fit on my paper. So then the dog had a shape like this, and with the nose, and it was a really simple cartoon dog we did today, but it was mostly to get the idea of ratios. Wish we'd have done this last week. We had a little girl on, and I think I scared her off because we started off with perspective, got really hard, really fast. I was like, no, I was like feeling bad for the last few days over that. But anyways, yeah, we should have kept it simple. All right, it's all good. So we're gonna draw some of these faces. We'll start off with the circle face. And I will have a page with simple drawings. I do have links to simple drawings on our webpage, but they're everywhere. It's not organized as I would like right now. But I've been expanding our webpage to the different focuses. So start off with a circle. I know there's it's a little bit more than a circle. I can see this bigger circle, which is good. I can actually start off like that already, and then see the smaller circle inside. Okay, so I'm going to sketch my pen. I'm using a ballpoint pen. It forces you not to erase. There it is. There's my circle. Notice how I did it really sketchy to get it. It's almost like a sculptural way of drawing. And then I can go back and trace the right one. And then add the ears. Ears are right off the center. A good thing to do is to see the axis lines, the center, and that's the axis lines. The ears are attached. And then the hair. The hair is, I can try to get it really accurate, or I don't know. And that's actually an interesting idea. I can see this big circle here, because they're just loops, but if I really wanted to shoot for accuracy, there's another loop here. So I know this loop is actually going to be bigger. There we go. Fix that. Another loop here, but it's I can see these circle shapes. And then this one's a little bit smaller. And then here there's 3 more. There's 1, 2, and 3. I see that there. So I'm kind of breaking that up into the circle shapes that are there. Now I can go in there and circle it like it kind of goes. And this will make it a little more accurate. I know this one goes a little more shape. And that's if you wanted to shoot for accuracy. This little loop is a little smaller. This is a little bit bigger. And I'm sure the artist just went, but sometimes, you know, you want to shoot for accuracy. It depends on how much patience, persistence, and what you're aiming for. But and that's something to aim for. That's a good thing. You know, you can, if that's what you're aiming for, accuracy, but it's not the only thing. It's good because that helps you with your drawing skill. So when you want to draw other things, you can draw them. But it's good to draw from your imagination, and it doesn't always have to be exact. I think I'm missing a loop. I was missing a loop in here. Oh no, that was the ear. I just made it shorter. There we go. That's the ear goes a little higher. Now for the eyes, eyes are usually in the center. Here I can see the eyes. These eyes are pretty close to the center. There's a little bit of a space gap in between them. I already have my axis line, so I already know where they're going to go. This helps with centering the eyes. I'm trying to see the spacing as well here on the side. That helps too. So if you look at, there's the space. There's a little bit of space in between the eyes. And then there's about that much space at the ends. So once you have that, that really helps with the placement. So that now it's just drawing those circle shapes, because they are circle, yeah, pretty close to circle in there. So I'm gonna sketch them as good as I can right there. Using, whoops. Did I make this side bigger? It looks like, I feel like I did. Maybe I need to make this a little bit smaller. Bring it in a little bit. There we go. All right. Yeah. Use my pen, make it a little bit darker, a little thicker. Going over the lines. The eyebrows, put those eyebrows in there. The proportions don't really matter, because you're just getting the placement, getting where things kind of fit. These aren't like regular proportions. So you are looking at the proportions, and that's how big something is compared to something else. But knowing the proportions of an actual face, which we'll get into after we draw, I think 2 or 3 of these. So there's the circle of the eye. The pupil is a little bit on the inside. It's not right centered. It's a little bit on the inside, maybe a little bit bigger. I can make it bigger. There it is, shaded in. I think we're missing some of our regulars because they thought I was going to be out today. I will be out next week. All right, even shading the eyes in, that makes it a little bit different than the picture that I have here. Add the mouth. All right, we'll do one more face. Let's see, I don't know which one should we do. I think let's, you can choose your own practice, or if you're going faster than I am or slower, that's fine. I think I'll just go with, I'll go with this one, the square. Keep it simple. And then we can turn this into a scene. We'll give it you 5 minutes or so to turn your drawings into a scene, if you'd like. That's good. Because it's more than just copying. You want to also use your imagination. We can create a scene. So you can see the shape of the head is a square. First thing you want to do is see those shapes. Let's get a little bit of that here and there. It's a square shape. Same height, same width. That's the ratio. The ratio is 1 to 1. That's what you're looking at. It might be a little bit taller. I mean, I'm looking at it. It might be. I'd have to measure it. Well, let's take a look. I'm saying it's just slightly taller. Let's use the metric system. This is 4 and almost 4.5 centimeters. And this way it is, yes, less than 4 centimeters. Look at that. That's, yeah, see, so even just that slight, it's almost square, but now I know, it's depending on how accurate you want to get. So it is a little bit taller, just slightly taller than it is. So it's not a perfect square. And the eyes are a little bit lower. So if I find the center, if I eyeball the center here, I can see that the eyes are a little bit lower set on the head. So if I find the center here, my center lines, my axis lines, I know that the eyes are going to be a little bit lower. And it's those little differences that you want to practice getting. And with cartoons and stuff like this, it's okay if it's off. You can look back and forth and I can see like, I can see like myself, that the gap right here is probably too big than here. I can already see it. I'm looking back and forth. Try drawing and talking. I've gotten better. I actually couldn't talk and draw. And just practice. The more you practice, the more you progress. There we go. So it's all about the practice, having fun, drawing what you see. There we go. These eyes, we'll get them a little bit closer. There we go. The hair, yeah, it is going there. The hair, I'm just going to get the shape. I don't worry about these little details. Try to get the big shape, the big flow of it. So if I'm looking at it, it's this is what I mean by seeing the forest. You want to see the forest, don't get stuck in the trees. This is the forest. We can always put the trees in afterwards. There's going to be a tree here, and then another one right in there. That's the other, these little spikes. So once I see that big shape, then I can now go back in here and add those little the little spikes that kind of go along that ridge. So notice how I did that. That'll help get your drawings more accurate. See, you get that feel. Add those little spikes in afterwards. Bring that in, bring that out. Bring that down. There we go. It's these little tips that come from years of practice, figuring it out. All right, let's add the ears. There's a little bit of a gap on this side. And it goes right to the center, close to the center. And a little bit lower, right about there. The other ear on this side. Let me get the eyes darker. Dark eyes. There we go. Then we've got, let's see what that is. Okay, 7:15, doing good on time. All right. The eyebrows in. Eyebrows. Yeah, poor little girl. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I even think about it. I'm like, "Ah, Chavez, Chavez. Simple, start simple. Keep it simple." Oh my gosh. And then you know what? When I started feeling bad was in the middle of when I was in the middle of it, I was like, oh no, this is not good, not good. So if you go to last week's video, it's like, oh my gosh, those perspective. It was a great concept, but yeah, it was a little too much. And she's not here this week, so I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Happens, it happens. All right, so yeah. All right, so then the nose comes down, and that's the thing, you don't want to give up, especially when you're young. It's easy to get discouraged. It's easy unless you're like determined. Okay, I'm gonna get this until I get it. I'm gonna do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just has to be just doing it, just having fun with it. There's the nose. Notice the angles of the nose and how it fits. The mouth, I think, I might have to bring this jaw down a little bit to make it fit. I think from here to here. And yeah, somebody said negative space. Notice the space around it, how it fits in there, like the distance between the nose and the mouth. I'm going to bring this, see, I can bring this down a little bit more to make it fit better, make it a little more accurate. Plus, it is not a perfect square. Remember when we measured it, it is a little bit longer. So I did get to pull it down a little bit. See how I pulled it down? Without erasing. I didn't have to erase. It is a sketch. There's a difference between sketching and drawing. This is a sketch. See, now I can just shade it in if I want to add a little bit of shading. All right, we'll give you about 5 minutes now to, if you want to add bodies, if you want to add more drawings, we'll let your imagination run wild with these cartoons here. It was brought to us by cartoonhairstyles.com, or I don't know what website this came from. But it's copying is okay. Copying is good. Good artist, Picasso says, good artist copy, great artist steal. So yeah, you can practice your shading. People with the new shading pencils. I'm shading with pen. Doing hatching. This is called hatching. Give you some time to get creative. Say the proportions of the body. Do we do a big body, a little body, anybody, nobody? There we go. All right. Do the inside of the ear just for the fun of it. Add a little bit of the taglia. I think that's what it's called, the little taglia part. Let me, it looks like it would be playing tennis or something. I don't know. What kind of story can we tell with these two characters? Bert and Ernie kind of characters here. Curly hair around it. This other character here. Should make him into Bert and Ernie. So he'll be a little more rounded. Let's keep that character. Maybe striped shirts like Bert, like Ernie. Ernie had striped shirt. One side a little bit longer, bigger. Add to it. The thumb on the inside. So let's see, 7:17 with 3 more minutes. We'll go for 3 more minutes just to see what you come up with when we share. I'm just adding bodies. There's a little bit of shorts and some shoes. Color the stripes. Draw for fun, sketch. If you come across a problem, you're trying to do something and you're struggling, that's a good thing. But think about what it is. And if you do something you don't like it, think about what it is. It's good to have, that taste. It's good to try to aim for something and you miss. And it's like, okay, how can I hit that target? Because you're not always going to hit it. I mean, even myself last week, I'm like, oh gosh, it's a sad reminder. Okay, Chavez, keep it simple. We're keeping it simple, and then get more challenging, right? So if you leave, I don't I'm not hurt. I actually I'm not hurt at all if you do leave, because I know my purpose. I know what I know my intent. I'm creating videos that talk about drawing, shading, actually just the basics. I really want to get more people to just start drawing and not worrying about making mistakes, making things perfect. Because the more you practice, the more you'll progress. Because then you'll have a target. You're like, oh, okay, I want it to look like this. And then you'll, just because you have that experience, you'll know. And even with shading and stuff like that, that comes later. Him, I don't know, I'm thinking about a suit, or he's definitely be a little more square. Tennis, yeah, I think, let's see, kind of character I do. A tennis racket for some reason. I feel like he should have a tennis racket, like he's playing tennis. And then put 1 foot, I'm going to put like a number 4. Let me see which way, across his feet. No, that doesn't look right. All right, cool. Let's see, it's shorts. It's going to cross one leg over for some reason. It's crossing that right there. That's a little better. I'm working out the pose. I'm working out the pose. It's foot. There we go. Little feet. There we go. Little foot's up. He's like posing with his racket. The racket should be longer. His feet should be bigger. See, I can adjust on the fly. And this is a better way to do it instead of erasing, especially at first, or when it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, then you can go back and adjust. Let's get this little hand here, little shirt. Let's put a little thing on that. A little bit of a wrinkle here. There's coil folds. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I heard there was an interview with Billie Jean King on the radio. A really interesting lady. There we go. She was talking about the tennis rackets actually, and how the strings, even the strings have changed. What has changed over the years with the rackets, how much lighter they are and how easier it is to swing. Looks more like a badminton racket. That's all good. If I wanted to get more accurate, I would probably I would look at reference material. I would look at pictures. There we go. There's a little bit of a shadow and this character's in the background. So if we talk about placement, things that are lower are closer, things that are higher are further back. Right. So here's our with an interesting pose. He's got his leg up like that. All right. There we go. There's our character. Hopefully. There we go. That's it. And I just simple hands. I just not worrying about the fingers at all. Just a quick cartoon. All right, that's it. I think I went 2 minutes over. We're gonna go ahead and I'll talk about the proportions of a front view, and then we'll get into our tough drawing. We're gonna get into our tough drawing. So because that one's gonna take a while. That one's gonna take a while. So let's talk a little bit about the proportions of a face. So the first thing you want to do is capture the shape of the face. Usually it's a circle with this oval shape here, like this. It's like an egg shape. Most faces are this egg shape. This egg shape. You want to again also see the axis lines. The axis lines. So you have your center line here, and you have your other center line, which should be in the middle, right about there. Now the middle of this first circle, actually, yeah, the center line. The center line here, this line is your eye level. It's where your eyes are. Okay, so that's where those eyes are going to go. And the middle of this line is usually where the eyebrows kind of go, like right in there. So they kind of go up there, the middle of this circle. And the good thing to do is actually do this on I Go to a picture, see the proportions on the picture, draw it, actually trace on a photograph. Let me see, do I have any photographs here? I know I had some last time when we drew faces. And actually get pictures and do this and see the proportions on the face and say, oh, okay. And actually, once you do that, then you draw the face, you'll know where everything kind of fits, the proportions. So, and you also want to practice this from memory. practice of proportions from memory, because that will help you improve. Practice. Okay, so here's my center line. Here's my center axis line. The center of this circle, which is the top of my eyebrows, and the eyes will go in here. And the thirds, there's the rule of thirds. So the thirds actually is the middle of the circle down here, and then down to the bottom of, so this and this is the same. And then this same thing should come up here. And then you have, the hair and stuff that comes up. That's usually like the hairline, the thirds. That's like a rule of thirds in there. All right, now the way I usually do eyes, there's two ways to do eyes, and it depends. There's the fifths, and then there's the way I do them. Here, I find the center, this point, and then the center on this side, there, right? That's the center, the middle. That helps my eyes get centered. And then here, I also find the center again. And then on this side, find the center again. And then do the same thing on the outside with the same distance, actually. Find the center and then find the center. And I'm literally eyeballing this. So you can see this is the middle. This is the middle of these two. And then between those two, I have that. Between those two, I have that. Now, here is where I do the eyes. I go from this corner, and then I go up, and then down. And this is general. This is very general. Each face will be slightly different. And then, when we focus on the eyes, drawing eyes, or drawing the different parts, that how the eye fits and how it's really a sphere. And you want to get the eye pupil behind the top of the lid. There we go. And it's just practice. There are a couple of videos that are on there. I am going to have a page just for portraits, drawing faces, because this is, something, the hardest, actually, I think it's the hardest thing. You can even see it when people in the animation, they try to, and you can tell, like in Star Wars, where Princess Leia, where they had to, replace her. You can tell it wasn't actually her, but they're getting better and better. They are getting better and better. So there's my eye kind of lashes. I did them a little bit thicker. And then there's eyelids, the eyelid, a little bit of an eyelid. Eyebrow, right up there, depends. You want to look at the shape. And the eyebrow, look at actually kind of, it's almost, somebody asked one time, it's almost echoes the eye. If you see this shape, almost like an egg shape in there as well on this side. And then looking at expressions, don't just stop there too. Look at different expressions. That's a whole other thing when you're drawing faces, drawing the expressions. All right, so if we go from the inside of the eyes, bring that down. That's how wide the nose should be down here. All right, so right about there, the nose there. Put a little bit of a smile, and also the width of the mouth should be from the center of the eye. So if you bring the center of the eyes down, that's how wide the mouth should be. How wide the mouth should be. The top lip is always a little bit darker. And then the bottom lip is a little bit rounder and not dark. The darkness is actually underneath, because the top lip is usually in shadow because the light comes from above. Yeah, the next drawing, the 3/4 face that we're going to be doing next, it has, oh yeah, that one's going to be a tough one. That one's going to be a tough one. I don't know if we'll take a break here and maybe people want to share their drawings, because the next one is going to be a challenge. It will be a challenge. Okay, here we go. I usually try to see this circle shape here where the chin is, see how big that is and how it fits. And then from there, I can always see this angle of the jaws. Sometimes you see a jawline, sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's harsher. But there, and then you do also get sometimes these lines here, these little things. And then the ears, follow along. A good thing to do is look at the eyebrow and the nose. That's where the ear kind of should be, in that area, from the eye to the nose. And a lot of students, they always say that's too big. No, well, you gotta study. Look at the face that you're trying to draw, and is it true for that face? If not, it's a good guide. Sometimes ears are bigger, sometimes they're smaller. Lately, I've been drawing ears a little bit, a little bit big. And they usually sometimes have two shapes. They go two lines, two directions, one and then two, or just in one. That. Then the parts of the ear. There's the outer ear, the tragus, I guess that part, and then there's like a little Y shape that's in here, a little Y shape. But you know, the best thing to do is to study that. That's just detail. What's important is where everything goes, and then you just practice drawing what you see. Practice drawing the proportions, and then before you know it, you're like drawing faces. There we go. All right, and then hair depends on your character, your person. And bring the hair down. You can just put hair like this. Bring the hair in slightly, actually, a little bit more. Yeah, faces are challenging, especially when you're trying to make them look like the person. And that's a good target to shoot for. You're like trying to make it look like the person, and then you know, oh, that doesn't look like that person. Or you draw an old picture of a person, like a person that, you know, they, and that's also too, you know, they look so different sometimes, from even just in pictures. You're drawing somebody and they look different from picture to picture. All right, yeah, he's looking a little sleepy. All right, so the neck, a lot of students draw it here, but it comes out actually down here, and depends. You have the sternocleidomastoid, that muscle that comes here, and usually have like this V shape here, this rounded V shape, because that's the trachea, and then you have the sternum right here. That's why this is called the sternocleidomastoid, this muscle that's here. I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit. And then there's a trapezium, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And that depends, you know, sometimes it goes lower, sometimes they build it up. If you see a bodybuilder, you'll see these shapes here like this. And usually there's a head space. So this head space here is usually how wide your shoulder should be. How wide the shoulder should be. There should be a head, should be able to fit in there and on both sides. And put your head on my shoulder right there. There you go. All right. There you go. Those are more or less the proportions of a face. And knowing that, you know, study faces, copy faces, trace faces, and that'll improve your face drawing. All right, we'll take a 2-minute break. I don't know if anybody wants to share. You can share your drawings that we have so far, and then we're going to get into the tough drawing. And actually, yeah, we'll get into the tough drawing. Tough drawing. All right, why don't I get that one ready? I want to shade your drawing here. Actually, why don't I shade a little bit? Usually like the brow right in here, this will give it a little bit more form, and depending on how the light hits, a lot of times there's a shadow that falls there or here. And then all this is usually in shadow as well, because it goes in. These are the different planes. And if you have cheekbones too, that cheek kind of comes in. There's a cheekbone in there. Depends on everybody's face, these features. Change a little bit. I think I did my mouth a little low. It's all good. Yeah, there's proportions there too. Study that. A lot of times I just kind of know this generally, but there are specific proportions in here as far as where the mouth goes and stuff. There's a couple of videos that I have to that, but it's practicing and and looking for them. Actually, I've probably been drawing them. All right. I am going to use, actually, I feel like using one of my grease pencils, which I haven't used in a while, for this hard drawing. I don't know. We'll use this pen. We'll go with the pen. Why not? We'll go with the pen. All right, so the drawing, let's go to our, you can continue drawing. I'm going to go share my screen. If anybody wants to share their drawings, feel free. On our website, I think, oh yes, it's this first link, Drawing Academy, How to Draw a Portrait. So if you click on that one, that's a really good website. Yes, we're going to be drawing this face in particular. I think this eye is a little off. I think it's a little high for myself, but they really break it down step by step. This is the drawing we're going to be doing right now. It's a 3/4 view. And yeah. Kazumi's here. I see Kazumi. See Arlene. I see some new faces that actually some faces that we didn't have. And Kelly's been a regular. Ah, there she are. How you doing? Are you happy? Happy the Olympics are over?
Yes, now the Paralympic is coming.
What is coming?
Paralympic.
What's that?
The handicapped sportsmen.
Oh, wow.
Paralympic.
Did you get a lot of traffic?
I don't think so.
No?
The
Oh, okay.
government decided to divide the Olympic space and normal ordinary people, so nobody could enter the Olympic space.
Oh, yeah. Plus there wasn't crowds of people too. So yeah, wow. Yeah, well, that's yeah, interesting. Well, thank you. Welcome for coming. Do you have anything to show?
I mean,
Like
what I did?
drawings? Yes.
I was doing iPad.
Oh, iPad. Oh, nice. I didn't do anything this week. We were just getting school going. Well, actually, I lied. I did do some drawings that I forgot about. I did some sketching. Oh, you got something on your iPad? What do you have? Let me spotlight you. Hold on. Oh, let me stop. Am I sharing my screen? I am. Hold on. Let me spotlight you as I just saw you. Let me see. What have you got? There we go.
Yeah, from the shape.
Cute. It looks like it reminds me of oh, what are those characters? They're like really cute and fuzzy, but they're like really evil and mean.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't remember what that's called, but yeah.
So
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, I'm still running. I'm beginner.
Yeah. You Procreate?
Yeah, Procreate, yes.
Yeah, Procreate. Yeah, it's good. I really like it. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been using it myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So let me share my screen again. Get back there. Okay. Yes. So we're going to be doing this phase. So don't get intimidated. And there we go. There's the first step. What I like about it, it really breaks it into steps. I will be actually going over these steps, but there it is. It's ratios, the height compared to the width, right? So we're looking for ratios. Everybody does rap, but they don't really say it. So if you say ratios, okay, first ratios, and then your angles. Well, the angles this is the angles here. You can actually, I don't know, proportions. There's the thirds, and it really talks. I really like the narrative that's on this one. Placing the eye line, that's half and half. That's what we just did right now. The eyes going to half. And then we also did the thirds, the base of the skull and the edge of the cheekbone, the lower part of the cranium, the A to the B, eyebrows edge. We'll be doing this all step by step. Well, I'm going to be following these steps, actually. I'm going to be following these steps. And I'll be reading this. So I'm going to do all of this. How to place the ear correctly. And then placing the pit of the neck. There you go. And there's the thirds. You can see actually this is the thirds of the face, and they added an extra third here, and that's where the pit of the neck is. That's the pit that I was talking about, where the tracheus, actually the sternocleidomastoid kind of comes down there. Yeah, see there's that V shape. Wow, look at. There's the shoulder, outlines of the neck. So we'll be going through all these steps. If you'd like to print out the last picture, You can print out the last picture or go to the website and take a look at all the pictures because we will be going through all these steps. Hopefully, and yeah, this is going to take about a half an hour. So we're in for quite a ride right now. We'll be going for this. I think this will take about a half an hour, maybe more. So if you want to stick around, we welcome you. If not, we can call it a short night. We won't. We will be out again also next week. I'm looking to add, I'm hoping to add a video next week while I'm out. So look for at our website. It'll just be the first video. It'll just be a really quick, maybe a 10-minute video. You got to practice your drawing. Practice. Even practice the mistakes. Mistakes are okay and they're actually welcomed. How to draw a hairstyle. We'll be going through all this 43 steps. Drawing small details. There we go. There it is. Yeah, I still think this eye is a little high. 45 steps. When to finish a head drawing. That's actually a good tip. When is the drawing finished? It's because it's still not. They could actually continue it, but you know, it's good to kind of leave it. It's desirable. It says overworking a drawing is less desirable than just stopping before you think it's done. Yeah, so like, when are you done? So here we go. All right, let's see. Oh, let me print this one out. Actually, I'll save it. I'll put it in the chat as well. I don't know, I think I might have it on our website. Copy image address, and if we do that, and if I paste it here, paste, let's see what it looks like. Bam, there it is. I'm going to print that out. Print for myself. Ooh, gotta make it smaller. Scale. Yeah, that's double the size. Plus it's let me change, yeah, landscape to portrait. An actual portrait on a portrait. Now I need to make it bigger. There we go. That's good. Actually, I don't know. Well, yeah, I'll probably draw it that big then. It's good to have it about the same size that you're going to draw it. Let's go to 167. That's a good year. Print. Okay. All right, so let me put that in the chat. Oh, we have something in the chat. Please share the face link. Thank you. As I put it in there. There you go. There, to everyone too. All right, so that's the link. I'm printing it out. I'm going to move my paper vertically. And yes, we're going to go for a challenge. Those of you sticking around, taking on this challenge. Here we go. There it is. There's my picture. I have an Epson printer, which is really nice. I got it from Costco. Actually, it's a really nice printer. Right, let's see. I'm going to spotlight my thing. Stop my, there we go. There we go. There it is. So I usually have it on my left side. There we go. I'm probably drawing it big. Probably should have done. Maybe I'll draw it smaller.
Oh, Eladio,
Yes.
do you have the link to this website?
To yeah,
Or is it-
to the website itself. Yes, actually, it's on our website, but I'll put the link to the website. Yeah, the link to the website is drawingacademy.com. I'll copy that.
Okay.
And yeah. So first is the link that's on there now is the link to the picture, and this is the link to the website. They do want to charge you for their learning and stuff, but yeah, it's a good website. They have good stuff for free, but they have their courses as well. All right, you're welcome. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off with step 1 of 45 and try to go through it really pretty quickly, or I don't know, relatively quickly. I'm thinking it's going to be a half an hour. It's 7:42, so we'll go till like 8:15 probably. All right, so first thing to do is the height and the width. It's here. So it says begin with the main proportion of the model's head. I usually, I'm looking here, the main proportion of the model's head. I usually kind of see that circle head. And even here, it's the height to the width. It's still the same. I still have that circle. And then coming out this way, there's all this face stuff here. There's all these angle things. I'm going to kind of blend it all in. All this that's happening in here. I'm really trying to get the proportions, the height and the width, the ratio. And I know the ear is going to be right about there. And actually that's a step before, but what's important is the height compared to the width, as that first picture says. This proportion varies depending on the view angle. Make sure to get it as accurate as you can. Yes, this is important. And this is where you kind of like get your pen and see, okay, this is my the width, and then this is the height. And if I were to put it over the camera, yeah, you can see it right about there. No, it's not right about there, but in front of your face. All right, so I'm thinking my height and width is pretty good there. I'm actually even throwing that bun in there to kind of help, but that's step one. Mark 4 strokes, top and the bottom, the top and the bottom. That's about the chin and the sides. Yeah, I think the head, and then there's the bun somewhere in there. Train your eyes by marking those edges freehand, and if necessary, double check the main proportion using a pencil. Ooh, that's what they said, using a pencil. Check your proportions. Step 2, dividing the face into 3 parts. So that's what we're going to do, divide the face into 3 parts. So the center, this is where the eyes are going to go, and there's a slight angle to it. It depends on that, but the center is where the eyes are going to kind of go. But we're going to do this in thirds, like in the picture. So there's, I would say right about there and there. Thirds and there. In the bottom of the circle, usually the bottom of the circle is the bottom of that second third, and then here. So this should be thirds. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. Oh, look at, I'm doing it in pen, so I can't really erase. Ha ha ha. That's going to be a challenge. And I'm doing it dark too, so you can see it. This will be interesting. That's all right. So there's your thirds. So this is that top circle, that center. This is my middle where the eyes are kind of going to go. There's already a lot of lines, but this is the middle of that. That's where my eyes are. And then this is the thirds, the forehead, the top of the eyebrow to the bottom of the nose, and then the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. Those should be thirds and things you should be looking for in a face. And that, we'll try to keep it simple. Placing the eye line. Eye line. Wow. Let's see. I feel like, okay, the eye line, there's a disclaimer there. But read the narrative. It's actually really good. I think I'm gonna, I think this would, my eye line is actually probably close to the center of this. And I know the eye is gonna be right in here. That eye is gonna be right in here, this eye. Again, this is a challenging drawing. I feel like reading, but see, in such place. If the paragraph above sounds a bit confusing, think of a cylinder seen from above in perspective. Yeah, that's what this is. It's kind of like a cylinder. And this eye part, it's a 3/4 view. All right, what would I look for? Yeah, I do look for the thirds and I do look for the halves. And then the nose in here, this is what I would do. Let's see, base of the cheek. No, I'm probably not going to follow these steps. Yeah, what I would do, I would do the nose in here. So I'm looking at the big shapes. So right in here, I already have all this stuff broken up. I can see the nose is going to kind of come in here. Not quite in the center. It's a little bit more off. I'm looking at the where the center is here, my center line, and then this line here. And this nose is like right about there at this angle. It kind of comes up. And I know this is going to be the top of my eyebrow right here, that line, that thirds. So I'm going to have something like this in there, and the bottom of the nose is going to go right in here. It comes up a little bit right in there. So I have that shape. That's it right there. I think that's pretty good. It looks like almost like a number 2. So notice the proportions, or the proportions into thirds, and then that like snake shape or swan shape. Was there a question? Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna mute people. All right. Okay. Am I spotlighted? Okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Make sure I'm good. Yes. All right, we're good. So that's the nose, the shape of the nose here. You can see it's there's like an oval shape there, and there's a lot of little details. I'm going to try to go for the mid shapes first before I start going into details. So this, I'm trying to see these big shapes. I'm not going to worry about the details yet because I want to block everything in. So there's this eyebrow. This is just the eye is going to fit in here like this. I think it'll have it resting there. And then on this side too, try to see these big shapes. The shape here of this this part, yeah, this part there, that even that angle, and looking at the negative space, bring it down a little bit more. Comes out this way. And I think the eye is going to be right about in here. And I'm sketching it in really lightly, trying to get the feel of where it's going to go. I can actually even sketch an oval shape in here for that eye and kind of see where they are compared to each other. I am going to level them out a little bit more because I don't know, for some reason, I think this eye is a little high for my taste. And you have this side and then the cheek that sticks out. It's good to see how it relates to the nose. This cheek is a little bit higher than the nose. Then it comes down. There's little curves in here, but if you just get that shape first, and then see how it curves. This angle is really important. And then there's that chin. It comes up. The mouth, it's gonna try to get that centered. Right, goes right about there. That lip. And this is a 3/4 view, so it's not symmetrical. This side is smaller than this side, right? Because it curves around the kind of like cylinder. It comes up. The ear, I'm gonna have to move it over. This ear should probably be over here. I'm looking at the space. I'm also looking at the space in here. This ear here, right about there. I'm gonna bring this head out a little bit more. There we go. Let me bring that down. Maybe let's fix that angle. Bring this higher up. Let's see. There we go. All right. That look good? I think that looks good. All right, here we go. All right. And I can adjust, make these little micro adjustments. So like here, this forehead comes in and then it goes out again. There we go, right about in there. Trying to see how everything kind of looks and fits. I might have to bring the hair up a little bit higher. I think that's okay. I'm looking at this negative space in here too, this shape of the forehead. That's why the thirds is really important, because a lot of times when you're first learning to draw, you draw your eyes too high. The eyes are drawn way too high. I see that all the time. And that's normal. That's okay, because there's nothing there. So you think there's nothing there, but there's space. There's space there. So it's learning to see the space that's not there, or the space that where there's nothing. All right, so that ear is good there. I'm getting the inside of that ear as a marker. And then here, see that the bun actually goes out even further. So then this neck is going to come off of here. And I'm not worrying about detail. I'm really looking at markers. I'm looking at even here how things flow, like the flow from the chin to the hair, the flow from the chin to the hair that comes up here. Probably bring that up a little bit more, and how it all kind of flows together. There you go. You can see that. See this come out. And then the chin comes in about that much and out. And the narrative is really good. I'm not going to read it because I think I'm just focused on drawing, but yeah, you can see that the sternocleidomastoid here, it's just slightly shaded in, and that's shading behind the ear. I think this is pretty good where it's all set. See, I don't even worry about the braid. I see this big shape first and I block it in. And then I can break that up into parts. I see the big shape first, and then I break it up into parts. I see the space in here, space in there. I think I'll focus on the eyes next and try to get those right. Because if the eyes are not right, then, you know, nothing's right. Because that's where you go first. The eyes are the eyes are the windows to the soul. All right, so there's a little bit of just get, and I can actually go really lightly, just kind of put stuff in lightly, block it in lightly. See the lips, I can actually make it all into one shape, but I know it kind of comes down in here. And then the bottom lip right in there, that chin right in there. I'm looking at these shapes and how they flow in here, the cheek, and seeing, double checking my proportions and how everything fits. I mean, these really light lines that I'm doing, and just to check to see how everything's fitting and the proportions before I really dig in and start putting in more of the detail, like the nostril and other stuff. I think that's pretty good. I think that's that nails it pretty good. So let's see. I'm gonna go from left to right. I am gonna bring. I am aware that I'm gonna bring my eye down a little bit from where that one is, because I would like to have the eyes lined up. So I'm starting with this outside, the eye lid slash. It is a little bit thick. And then here, the eyelid right in there. And then the eye, which is looking forward. And this is a nice 3/4 view. And it's also looking forward, which makes it looks like it really staring at you, at the viewer. And this is almost the same view that the Mona Lisa has. It's a 3/4 view and then it's staring. So, you know, when you're around, it looks like it's staring at you. It looks like it's looking at you. I'm getting that pupil in there and just doing the shading. Oh, this is just a little small, minute detail that you really probably, if you're looking at my picture and trying to draw it from the camera, that's probably not a good idea. Probably need to print it out, really get this and really understand the parts of the eye. So this is really way advanced right in here. The parts of the eye and just drawing eyes on their own and having that experience, which I have. So I'm not really talking about it. Maybe I should. Like here, the eye is a sphere inside behind there, right? So the eye is a sphere, and then the eyelid goes over that, and then the eye, you know, here, let me see, is underneath. This circle shape, the pupil goes under that eyelid. See, that actually explains it pretty good right there. And then you have the dark part. You have the iris, and then you have the pupil. You know, the parts in the whole, the proportions, how big they are. And usually a highlight. There's no highlight on this one, but I did go lighter like they did. Like this person, isn't it Nadimi? Nadimic? London, 2016. 5 years ago. The drawing is 5 years old. We're doing it. There we go. And then there's the eyelid underneath. You still capture, you know, that. And sometimes you do get you see the eyeball, like either in the in a bag or in, you know, in a bag, in the eyes bag in there. You do see it kind of like, and there's a little bit of a bag on this one. I'll shade it in slightly. I'll shade all this in. I'm also doing a little bit of the eyebrow, bring that eyebrow in, bring it in just a little bit. Actually, I'm happy with what it's going right now. Sometimes I'm not happy, and you might not be happy. I'm like, oh, and that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta bear, like I did last week with the with my perspective. You just gotta plow through, you know, just like, okay, I'm not liking it, but just gotta keep going. And sometimes, you know, sometimes it's a hit miss. Sometimes you miss, and it's like, oh, you know, and you want to stop, you want to quit, but it's really when you really need to. Just got to keep going. Just got to keep plowing. You know, not every day you win the game. Not every day. That's why they call it a practice. You know, doctors call it what they do a practice. Lawyers call what they do a practice. They don't always win every case. They don't always save every life, which is sad. I wish it was not true, but that helps. You know, and every drawing too. You don't always hit that drawing, so it's practice. It's the practice. There's a bit of a shadow. I would probably, that's an interesting way to do that shadow. I would probably drop that shadow down. It's a really harsh shadow. I wouldn't do that shadow like that. But that's interesting that they chose that. I think they were drawing from a picture. Soften some of this stuff up, add a little bit of shading with a pen. Bic, this is like a standard Bic pen, BIC pen. Let me see, where's that? There it is. There's the Bic logo. All right, we're down to, how many people have I scared away? All right, we still have 13 people hanging in there, or 12 plus myself. All right. Some of our regulars didn't make it. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Yeah, there's a little bit of a shadow, like the light's coming this way, and then the nose is leaving a little bit of a shadow there. And even here, it's interesting on the face a little bit. I'm bringing it down just a little bit to have more of a shadow. I don't like the way it kind of stops right there. It does come out a little bit here. There's the cheekbone, and then here there's the muscles that go around the mouth, and then it comes back in and then back out. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a bump there, even though I had that straight line. I've simplified it, but there's these muscles that go around the mouth, so you can enunciate, you can speak, communicate verbally, not just visually, which was my thing. My strength was communicating visually. All right, so this nostril is on this side. I'm trying to get it in there. It's got this almost like a horseshoe shape. And then all this in here, there's a little bit of where the tip of the nose, that rounded part, and then it comes around this way. So it goes around here and then around this way. And then it goes up and over. Bring that up a little bit, which I kind of lost. And all this is under here is under shadow. This is all shadow, the shadow part. There's light from above. It's all in shadow. Let me bring that nostril out a little bit more. That's good. I'm happy with that. Let's see if there's anything in the chat. I got to go now. Okay, Kazumi. She left. That's fine. We are doing a tough one here. There's a little bit of shadow on the top, on the bridge of the nose up here, and then it actually a little bit space of white, and then it goes dark again with another part to push that nose kind of part back. And actually, I'm gonna exaggerate a little bit, but usually there's here you have this kind of like this shape here, and all this would be in shadow like that. And that's the bridge of that nose. I would probably bring it in a little bit. And this is from my own knowledge, my own experience. I'm exaggerating just slightly from the photograph itself. And yeah, all this in here too, shadow, as it comes down, there's a little bit more shadow in here. Shading this with the pen. No erasing. There's no erasing in pen with a pen. What? Yes, a ballpoint pen. All right, then the hair, putting the hair in already. And I can see it, the hair is just a big piece is a mass. And then just some of the details. Some of the details. So I know there's this shape here. So it's all one big shape. And then there's all these mini shapes. Same thing as when we're drawing. We try to get the big shape first, which we did. And then these medium-sized shapes. So there's like this shape here. I would say like this, that shape there, and then there's this other shape there. And I think that kind of comes into something like this. It's these thirds. So you have this dark area here, that shape there, that shape, and then that shape. These I would say it's almost like the letter E right here, a W. You can see that W, and then see this side over here. Kind of the hair is kind of coming in that direction. Bent down in this direction. I try to get, because then try to get the direction and the flow, because then everything else is just in between. I just go in between. I try to get the major parts, and then in between I can get in between to get that flow of that hair. There we go. All right, well, how are we doing on time? It's 8:03. I said we'd be done by 8:15. Did I say that? Yeah, I did say 8:15. It is 8:03, so that means I have 12 minutes to go. I think we're gonna hit it. 12 minutes, and nobody got to share today. Oh, we don't have our regulars. We lost one of our comeback regulars, Kazumi from Japan. all the way from Japan. All right, so this lip, the top lip, like I said, on the front view, it's a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go darker, and there's a little bit of a flow to it. So this is darker in here, and there's a little bit of light that actually hits on top of this lip, which is interesting. It's not all in dark. The bottom part is, and then the top part's kind of darker, but it's in only because it's probably the color of the lip, but the shadow, there's this, the shadow lurks right in there. Bring that lip out. I'm bringing this, the mouth comes up. I'm going to bring that up, and I can see that like right on the inside of that eye. So if I bring that up, that's where right on the inside of that eye. This is a good marker to look for. So that's, the mouth is going to go up to there. That's my inside of my eye. I'll bring that eye out maybe a little bit more. Trying to see my spacing here, seeing how everything looks. And even this triangle part, this here, this actually helps as well. This triangle part, and even seeing like this as a bird, or this shape, trying to see this shape, that shape, there we go, that shape. See that shape here. See if that actually helps me bring this down a little bit more. See that shape that I just drew over there, over here. All right, that's good. To help triangulate where everything goes. Get that bottom lip. Don't give me no lip. The bottom lip right in here, and there's that shadow of the bottom lip, and it's a little puffy, rounded, just like in the front view, but now it's side view. It's like I was saying, I think I might have put a lot of this muscle there, but it's all right. It's exaggerating a little bit as I look at that picture over there. It's all right. And then all this is in shadow. Bring down the shadow a little bit more. Then all this is in shadow up this way. All this shading up this way. All this is in shade. I'll go back and refine it a little bit more if I have time, but all this is in shade in here. And the cheekbone, you can see the cheekbone in there. You can see there's actually the shading comes in here. I think I'll just do this eye. And we're down to 13 people, 12 people still hanging in there. Awesome. You can, once this is on a video, you can actually look at the video and actually even follow along on the website. So if you go to the website, drawingacademy.com, how to draw a portrait, you probably have to search that, how to draw a portrait from drawingacademy.com. I really, really like the way they've broken it down. You got to read the narrative that they have there. I'm looking back and forth. I am bringing this eye up a little higher up than they have it there. So I'm doing the top of the eyebrow, actually the top of the eyelid, and now the inside of the eyelid. I think I'm still, I don't know, getting it to be like theirs. This is usually a little bit thicker here because of the eyelashes and because of shadow and what other reasons. No, it's just the eyelashes and the shadow, but they're not doing that detail. It's just making it darker. There's a little bit of hairs in there. And then I get the, on this side, that pupil or the iris pupil, there's a little bit of a highlight. See if I can nail it. There we go. I think that's probably pretty good. Yeah, this is a tough drawing. So yeah, this will be on our portraits. I'll try to clarify all this and put it all together. Just over time, be patient, persistent, keep drawing, draw for fun. If you don't get it this time, you'll get it next time. But the thing, the important thing is persistence, practice, patience, and problem solving. Say if we run across a problem, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? What's the, or what are the proportions? Yeah, ready. All this is in shadow. Down here, put a little bit more shadow under the eyebrow, above the eyelid. That little bit of shadow in there, just shading it in really quickly, lightly. There, get all this in shadow there. Probably put more shadow in here on my scribbles sketch. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty close. I'd have to, I don't know, let me see. Yeah, I did make it a little bit higher on the side. Yeah, because I don't know, on their picture, I think that eye is too high. I'll put my more shadow on the side, just to push it back a little bit more. And I can go back in here, give it more shading, the hair, a little bit more shading, also a little more, it's called hatching. And when you go the other way, that's cross hatching. All right, let's do the shapes of the ear. The inside of the ear, that shape there. All this in the shadow. That shape. And then all this is in shadow too. All this is usually in the dark spot. All this is usually dark. All this is usually dark also. Occlusion, because light doesn't hit down there. There's a little bit of glowing. There's a little bit of reflected light. So the core shadow, if you look carefully, there's like a core shadow here, and then it gets lighter. That helps make it more rounded. Same thing here, the core shadow in there, and then here you can see a little bit of light. The artist goes lighter and then goes darker again, try to keep get that pattern of light. And actually with a reflected light, a little bit of a bounce light, it helps push this back. You can see I'm doing the same thing here. I don't totally bring my shading all the way. I exaggerated that reflected light, but I can go back in there and darken it, but still lighter right in there. Right, so. All right. It's neck down, and I think it does talk about, yes, this third. That was interesting. I really like that third. That's where that trachea goes. It's one of the thirds. That's pretty cool. And I think the neck should be a little bit wider, but it's all good. Challenge. All right, I think I'll just do the braid in the back and call it a day. It's already 8:11. Yeah, I think I can do that in 4 minutes. It's good to kind of watch your time, see how much your seat time too, because you shouldn't be sitting all the time either. Got to move around. Got to exercise. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because you know, health is important. And that's the one thing with artists, they do sit down a lot. And it's like, well, you got to think of your health. All right, so let me see. I get some of these hairs, they are darker. And that whole dark area in there, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do this, the bun in here. The bun, we'll have bun. Till the daddy takes the T-bird away. Okay, so here I see this. I'm going to try to break it down, but I do see kind of like this whole area in here, like there. And I see this whole like dark thing, and then all this crisscross, all these crisscrossing happening, like this letter Y. I'm almost abstracting it. I kind of see this letter Y in here, and this loop right in here, that loop, and then here's another loop, and then here's another loop right in there, and then a smaller loop, right? How it all fits in there, and then the other crossover this way. So this from my Y, actually this kind of comes out this way. And then here, this comes out this way, and then here's another crossover there. I guess there's a little crossover, and it's rounded on this side. So you get that rounded shape as it is braided. This braid is braided in this bun, and this is almost like looks like a shell shape. There's this like the shell shape, triangular on one side, and then rounded on the other. It's like a shell, like this shell shape right in there. All this roundedness. See how I just broke that down and then just kind of like putting it together. And then there's these other, there's like a, bring that up, that shape there. All right, 8:13, 2 minutes to spare. See when to stop, when to stop. So, all right, cool. Keeping an eye on the time. I will stop here. Thank you for joining us this week. If you'd like to share your work, feel free to share your work. We really didn't get to share today. We actually were missing some of our regulars. And hope to see you back after my break. I will be out next week. I will try to get a video on our website. And it'll be the first in a series of short videos that actually will probably be mandatory before you join class. There's all the little hairs here, actually all the little detail now. I can actually go in there and because there's all these hairs going in the direction. Like my girlfriend says, stay focused. Yeah, I know. I talk about focus. Like I was saying, trying to multitask here. Yeah, a new series and videos that you'll probably have to watch. So we'll probably start those next week with this video with our first week, back to week 1, back to the start. We will have like mandatory videos actually, so I don't repeat myself so much. Say this is watch the video. And I can just refer to it. All right, there we go. Put a little more shading here and there. All right, so if I see any hands, anybody wants like to share, or you can call it a day, call it a night. 8:15. It is 8:15, like I said. All right, great. Just add details until somebody. Yeah, these lines are a little dark, but that's all good. It's all good. It is a sketch. It is a study. You can call it a study. We're studying this face. Studying a drawing. Studying a study, maybe. Slight shade here, just hatching it. Putting some more of the hair in there. Oh, we have a Yelena. Would like
Yeah.
Let's see what she got. Awesome. Wow.
No.
What do we know? You're so hard on yourself. You know what? Yeah, the nose. Yeah, it could be a little bit more to the left, but that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's all about the practice. But you see, you can see how getting that nose to fit, getting that nose on that other side. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what makes a 3/4 view tough, because it's not right in the middle. It's off center, and that's definitely what makes the 3/4 view challenge. But yeah, you gave it a go. That's good. This was hard, but thanks you for encouraging us to hang in there. Good.
Right.
Thanks for the class.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. See you when you get back. Yes, I will be out. Oh, Melinda. All right, cool. A new person. All right, Sharon. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
This is fun. I'm so glad.
Great. I'm glad. It's a challenge.
It is. I'm really new,
It is.
and I just want to be drawing more. But so this
Yes.
I need to share it, or else I'm gonna get weird about it. Like
Yeah,
hide
yeah.
and become perfectionist.
No, yes. Wow. Okay. That's great. That's great. I can see you're doing good observing. You got all the stuff. Yeah, that's great.
Really good.
Yeah, it is really
Very
good. Your
interesting.
shading is good too. It looks like you have
There's
practice
little-
shading.
There's
Yeah.
things that frustrate me that I'm like, gosh, why does she look rounded?
Yeah.
Less rounded.
The
I'm
cheek
so
kind of
hard.
you pulled out the cheek a little bit. You pulled out the cheek a little bit. I did too, though. I think on mine, I think I pulled it out compared to the picture. I did pull it out. But that's okay. If you want, I can screenshot it and kind of like give you a Photoshop of it and kind of, you want me to do that?
Okay, yeah.
All right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Put it right up to the closer. All right. Right there. Got it. All right. Cool. Anybody else would like to share while I get this up? Anybody else? All right. If not, that's okay. Thank you for sharing. That's so, yeah, I know, brave of you. That's what makes you a hero. Oh, Judy wants to share it. Let's share it. Show Judy. Yeah, it's definitely, that's what I call it. Heroes. I mean, heroes do it. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Fantastic. Yeah. some great observing, that the realism, you're kind of like capturing it, and you're having trouble. You're also struggling with the proportions on the 3/4 view. 3/4 view is the hardest view because you also probably have to practice the front view and the side view more, and then it's just like in between those two. So practicing the front view and then the side view more, and I'll get more videos on, and there's videos out there, but it looks good. I like your shading as well. Okay, so yours is very similar to what Melinda had. So I'm gonna share my screen and I'll break hers down with Photoshop. So let's take a look. Let's bring out Photoshop. All right, there we go. Okay, well, thanks for coming out, everybody. Let's break this drawing down, which we're going even further into what sometimes just studying. Let's see, there's our Photoshop. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, so we're gonna do Photoshop draw. Yeah, the cheek just came out a little bit. Oh, there's I gotta do the, oh my gosh, create new. I gotta do those, work on the badges. Create badges on this next round. Paste. There's your drawing. Let me cut this, crop it. There we go. Crop. All right. There we go. And then zoom in on that. Okay. So yeah, this all looks really good. The mouth probably, all right, let's just see, let's see. I'm gonna do a new layer. Let me see a new layer. That way I don't draw on your drawing. Like I did last time with somebody else that I did this with. And I'm still learning too, so there we go. All right. And there's a way to do straight lines. I always forget. Okay, here we go. And then I get to take a look at, here we go. Yeah, no, this is really good. Yeah, the cheek just comes out a little bit more. I think actually even with the liquid brush, if I were to use my liquid brush, it's just pushing all this stuff back. I think it's getting this or bringing this out. Where's my brush? It's, oh, the opacity is really dope. Bring that up. Okay, there we go. Let's bring a darker color as well. All right, cool. So yeah, bringing this out here, there, that would do that. Getting this shape. So another thing to do too when you're drawing is like this cheekbone to this the chin, and then seeing that line, and then breaking the little parts apart. Yeah. Bring that out. And this is just really slight stuff, really just this stuff almost corrects itself with practice. You can just see just by doing this how much it's changed. Just those little lines. Watch, let me turn off this layer. Boom, and you can kind of see the difference there.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's just bringing that out. It's almost like surgery. And then here, the forehead just does come up a little bit more, and then the hair. Yeah, and it's just those little slight things, and that's where a lot of people give up. You know, they stop. But yeah, you got your spacing in here. This spacing is really good. The ear probably, yeah, the ear probably shoots out a little bit more. It's almost a little bit more, yeah, a little more out. You kind of squeezed it in, and it's just, I mean, we're talking about fractions of an inch. Your bun looks really good. This, and then this just getting to curve out. Yeah, you can see that should help. Yeah, you'll see. Watch, let me turn it off and on my layer. Yeah, you can see that difference. Just those spots. There you go. All right. Thank you so much for sharing, and other people get benefit as well. So if you ever want me to screenshot and anybody ever want me to screenshot and kind of do that, I'll be willing to do that. I can actually, I didn't even make it as big as it could go. There it goes. There we go. take a look at that and then try it again. There we go. Yeah, that bringing that eye out, just even fixing that, because this is all really good. Oh, this is really good. It's just little slight stuff, and that it goes away with practice. Yeah. All right. I think we'll call it a night. Thank you for coming out, everybody. We'll miss next week, but I'll try to get a video out there. And then the following week, we will continue. So if you go to our website by next week, or hopefully by Sunday, I'm going to try to get all the videos up by Sunday, or definitely by Monday. The website on Monday. I'll put a little message.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Goodbye, everybody. Keep drawing. Practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more you progress. All right. Bye, everybody.